Okay, I've got my wedge. I don't think I'll need it, but I've got a wedge and I've got a axe. Now, my first cut, the idea of cutting from the back and dropping into the rope, it can go full that way, that way, that way. You can't control the fall. Right, so what you got to do is get your scarf and then your back cut, okay? You recording?
Yeah.
Okay, this is my first cut. This is the scarf. Okay, this is going about a third. I'll have to clean that up. That can determine a different fall of the tree. Come closer. I have to clean that up. Okay, I'll clean that up right away. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do my back cut. My cut, I have to be about 5 centimeters up to about there. See, come closer. It's not going to fall now. Right about there. If I go all the way, I got no holding wood. It can fall in any direction. Okay, so I'm going to come to about there. That's it. Then I'll get the wedge and hit it, and it should fall.
Continue?
Yes. Okay, this is a general tree that you want to chop down, right? Remember, if it's a dead tree, you've got no holding wood. Dead trees cannot be cut like this because they're dead. Same with leaning trees. If they're leaning too much, you can't cut them like this. A dead tree is a different thing. I'll explain at a later date. This is your center of the tree. This is the stump. This is right at the center, all right? A lot of people will go to here, but I like to go all the way to the center because it gives you the maximum amount of holding wood. I know you see a lot of stuff on YouTube and stuff, and it all looks fancy, but it's dangerous. Because if you come here, you've only got this much holding wood instead of 15 centimeter. You need 30 or 40, because a lot of people, if you will come to here, and then they back cut, and you got such a small amount of holding wood, which is ridiculous. It's best to get the maximum amount, which is at the center. Like I've had my own tree lopping business for like 30 years or so. All right, I know. Now this is your first cut. This is your second cut, 45 degrees straight down to take off that scarf. See, that scarf has to go. All right. Now, you come over here, you go up 5 centimeters straight across. Now, if the wind blows or something, this tree can't fall backwards. It can only go forward. It can't go back because it'll hit against the stump of the tree. So once you drop it, usually you get a wedge, you put it inside or get a rope on the top or whatever. Now, if one side is thinner than the other in the Holden wood, the tree will swing. If, for example, the right side is thicker and the left side is thinner, it'll swing towards the right side of the tree. I mean, a lot of people think it's dangerous. Like sometimes I got I'll drop a tree, it'll drop. Like I'll drop a tree, it'll drop and then swing to the right, or I can make it swing to the left. That's more complex. Like I'm a fully qualified tree lopper, you know. I do these things, but you can't. And that's generally how you cut the trees. First cut, second cut. All right. This is the second cut. All right. Second, this is your third cut. Or whatever. I put third. I'm this third. I'm not that. Remember, this has to be higher. Otherwise, the tree can slip backwards. And that is the correct way of cutting the tree. Now, what I'll do is I will show you it from on top. Okay, this is a top view of when you're cutting a tree. Now, if I make this here thinner, the tree will go, it'll drop and then swing that way. And vice versa. If I get rid of that, if I make this thinner, believe it or not, there are times you need to do that. All right, this will swing that way. But you're not into that. You're only into a straight cut unless you're incredibly good. Now, what I'll do is I'll quickly do leaning trees. A real quick. There's hollow trees and leaning trees. There's quite a lot. Right? A lot of people get themselves killed thinking this is a leaning tree. Now let's pretend this is a leaning tree. All right? Okay. My ink is going. This green one any better. With a leaning tree, same. This is your first cut. This is your second cut. That's going to be the center. Now, this is where boring comes in, and you've got to be careful because you have the kickback zone. You've got to be careful you don't kill yourself with the kickback zone. If I have a leaning tree, I will use my chainsaw to bore here. And I will go right through the tree here. Right? Cut to about here. That's boring. Putting the chainsaw right through the tree. Oh God, I can't. Yeah, is this one working now? Alright. Then what I do is then I get the chainsaw and I cut right across there. It'll fall nice. Now if I come and I cut straight that way, right? What'll happen is as it reaches, it'll just split everywhere, the tree, and it becomes very dangerous to knock down, and the wood becomes useless. Okay? This is what you call, if you've got a leaning tree. A little bit of a lean is not too bad, but if it's a heavy lean, you have to bore right through and come in, and the wood is usable, because otherwise it won't be usable, the wood. Remember, first cut, second cut, third cut. Over here, you have to bore right through the tree, and right from the center to there, all right? And then when you bore right through, all right, then you do your back cut. Some people will have a levered edge, which I don't know why. I've never had to do it, and like I fell hundreds of trees, and that's the way I've always done it. Thank you, goodbye.